Hey there, it's Mark.
And this is Evan.
And on this week's episode, we talk about the three things that hold every entrepreneur back.
Mark smells his armpit.
Because Evan smells terrible. We celebrate why Evan made me cry.
Recording, there we go. Just sitting in on the conversation with my wife. Great.
Yeah.
How long were you there for?
Taking the dogs to TDS is all I heard.
Oh, really? Oh, I wish I said something more embarrassing. That would be great.
You can say anything embarrassing you want right now.
Think about it, it's not embarrassing.
There you go.
I really smell.
Why?
I've been doing interviews all day. I had a shower at I don't know, this morning. And I've been doing interviews all day. And it's just so much heat is being generated that I can't stand my own smell right now.
Wow.
There you go. Is that embarrassing?
I don't
feel embarrassed by it. I'm pumped by it. I'm like so excited by myself that I smell so bad. I have TDS workshop tonight. I'm gonna have to change and shower before I go, just because.
Do you wear deodorant?
Yeah, I soaked through it. It's
Wow.
not doing anything.
You could have asked me. I could have had 100 guesses at what we would kick off talking about, and I never thought it would be your body odor.
Well, I'm generally, hopefully, not too smelly a person. Maybe I am, and I just don't
fresh.
know it. But
you're pretty fresh. I sit really close to you usually during our podcast recordings.
It's so bad that I can't stand my own smell right now. It's amazing. It's the best. How bad does Mark smell?
I think I smell okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Great. Okay. Welcome to the Something to Poo podcast. Oh no, we don't say that anymore. Okay.
We don't say that anymore. We just start.
Okay,
I have to say, I've had anxiety about recording this podcast with you for the last 2 hours now.
Wow. Okay. Because?
Just because of the conversation we had yesterday and all of that stuff. So, anyway.
You have anxiety over the wrong things, dude. You got anxiety over the wrong things.
Okay. You want to spend the whole podcast talking about my anxiety, or do we want to get into the real topic?
Whatever you want, man. I'm good. We talked about how bad I smell, so it's hard to get worse than that. You go. I'm just along for the ride.
Here's actually what I wanted to talk to you about today.
Okay.
And it may not go well. It may not go well because you don't.
This.
Oh, hold on. Quick podcast update. Last week's episode, you sent me away with homework.
Oh, what was it?
You wanted me to come back and report to the podcast listeners one thing that I crushed that went horribly wrong, though.
Yeah. You're proud of your effort.
Yeah. So as we talked about last week, I was on vacation. And so we did the podcast on Wednesday. So
what's your mood right now? If you get just like out of positivity, optimism mood out of 10, what are you going to give yourself?
Right now?
Yeah.
A 3.
3. Okay, good. Okay, keep going.
Why? Is that good or bad?
Just keep going. Keep going.
Okay, great. Is this a test? You're like writing something down now.
I am writing something down. Okay, come on, go. Let's go. Yeah, so what did you crush? What did you crush?
Hold on. You want to know by the end if I've gotten to a 10, and you aren't going to remember that I said 3 because you have such a bad memory.
You're not going to get to a 10. But
did I just figure that out?
Maybe. Mark's too smart. Come on, Mark. Let's go.
Okay, great.
Wait. How are you feeling just right now?
Right now, a little bit better, yeah.
like what out of 10?
Like a 6.
A 6 in 45 seconds. All right, I like it. Okay, keep going.
Okay, so last week, Wednesday, we recorded the podcast. I was super, super tired. Thursday, I got up and I crushed working on my patio. I laid so much patio that I wore my fingers off. Like I literally wore through my skin, and I had to
Mark on Instagram. If you want to see nasty phone pictures.
And I had to start taping my fingers. They're still fingers.
Don't show that.
My fingers are still healing.
That's nasty.
Yeah, look at my thumb.
Okay.
Look at my thumb. My fingers are still healing. So anyway, Thursday.
People only listen to the audio version.
Perfect. So Thursday, I just crushed it. Super proud of myself. I not only worked hard, I got great results.
Okay.
Friday, I do even better. Like I'm starting at 8 a.m. I work till 7 p.m. I destroyed it. Jacqueline came outside at one point, and her reaction was like, I can't swear, but she was like, "Holy smokes! I can't believe how much you got done." And so like I'm super proud. Saturday's my boy's birthday, so we take the day off. Sunday we go up to my cottage for my dad's 65th birthday, take the day off. So Monday's my last day to crush it. My last day. And I have just a tiny bit left to do.
It was a holiday.
Yeah, it's a holiday. I'm going to make myself proud. Anyway, the whole day goes wrong. Everything goes wrong on Monday. So all I had left was some cutting. Saw wouldn't start. Something bad with the gas. I go and I buy new gas, which annoys me because now I wasted half an hour buying gas. Then because I'm trying to start it so much, the pull cable on the saw breaks.
So good.
And my son is there, and I'm literally like, if he wasn't there, I would have been like, if I was inside, I would have literally punched my fist through a wall. That's how mad I was.
Wow.
I was so angry. So all I can do, because my kids are there, I can't swear, I can't do anything. So I'm just like pacing around, so frustrated. And it takes me maybe like a minute. And I was like, okay, Jonah, we have to rebuild the saw. So I go into the garage, I get the tools out, I pull the saw apart, I find rope, I find string, we cut it, we drill it, we do that. So it takes me an hour to replace the pull string on it. Replace the pull string on it. Thing starts and then dies. And I'm like, so now I'm like, anyway, long story short, 3.5 hours I waste on the saw. And finally it's just like, I can't do it. The stores are closed. I can't rent a saw. It was so close. I was so close. After all those days of hard work, I was so close to getting what I needed to get done, and I couldn't even get it done. Mm-hmm. And I was more angry than I've been in a long time.
Yeah, for sure. Punch a hole in the wall. Okay, and then?
But I said to Jonah, my 11-year-old, I said, you know what? I'm really sorry that I wasted so much time being disappointed before we got to work fixing the saw. And he's like, no, it seemed like you said like, this isn't working. I'm like, no, I wasted like a minute and a half, like being really disappointed before it's like, okay, we got to fix this saw. And then when I fixed the saw, I spent so much time being angry about something that I couldn't change anyway. Uh-huh. And then we had friends over for the rest of the day, and it turned into a great day at the end of the day. But so here's the thing. That is the opportunity for me to be proud of my effort, right, even though the results aren't there.
Yes.
But I'm still pissed.
So you failed.
Well, I don't know. I'm here, aren't I? I'm telling you about it. So now you can help coach me to the point where now I'm proud of my effort. Like I did everything that I could. I'm just angry that circumstances worked against me to keep me from finishing something that I worked all week to finish.
Great. You be proud of your effort. That's it. That's the coaching.
Great.
Go.
That's it?
That's it.
Okay.
Yeah.
I am proud. I am proud that I didn't give up.
Yeah, of course.
But I'm mad that the universe conspired against me to stop me.
Well, whatever. Universe conspired against you. You're fine. The universe doesn't care that much. But
you think that storms delay your flights because the universe is trying to keep you out of New York City because you're too positive. So at least give me that everything is conspiring against me getting my patio done. No, you're fine. That's good.
That's a step. Even that's the whole thing. Even you're not gonna you might get it in a second, but most people don't. Just the fact that you're willing to consider that you're proud of your effort instead of only focusing on the negativity is insane progress.
Well, because I explored everything I possibly could.
No, I know. Okay,
we were trying to call people who had a saw I could borrow. We tried to do everything we could, and awesome. Finally I was out of options, so I was
give
left.
Me a percent. What percent proud versus pissed are you?
I'm like proud. No, I'm both. I'm like 80% proud, and I'm 100% pissed.
No. Give it out of 100. They have to both add up between proud and pissed.
Today or the day of?
Well, both.
Okay, today I'm more proud than angry because I know Saturday I'm going to save it.
Give me a number. What percent?
I'm like 80% proud today.
80% proud and 20% pissed?
Maybe even more because it's been so many. It's because it's now Thursday, so it's been a bunch of days. I know Saturday I'm renting a saw. I'm going to finish it up. Now, if Saturday the same thing happens, oh my goodness, I'm going to spiral again. But
80% proud, 20% pissed today.
But that afternoon I was like 5% proud, 95% pissed.
Okay. Dude, coaching is done.
Because it was fresh.
The awareness alone, that's all that matters.
Okay.
Awareness alone leads to better results.
Well,
if it happens again, listen, if it happens again this Saturday, which I'm secretly hoping it does. Here's what's going to happen. It won't be 5%.
It'll be 20% proud, you're saying. It's just going to keep inching up, right?
Or 7.5%.
Yeah.
but it won't be 5.
Well, anyway, I did my homework. I've reported back to the podcast.
This is amazing momentum.
Mark Drager does what he says he's going to do.
That's a guarantee.
I didn't say that.
That's it, man. Coaching done. I love it. That's progress. That's huge.
There you go.
Yeah.
So
and Mark Drager from 2 years ago would have been 0-100.
dude, I was so angry, man. I was so angry. Jacqueline didn't talk to me all day. She saw me stumbling around in the backyard, and then like maybe 6 p.m. she was like, "Can we talk?" And I was like, "Yeah, I'm good." She's like, "Stayed away. Everybody stayed away."
That's okay, man. But now it's just shortening the cycle. Look, now it's what, 2 days later, 3 days later, 4 days? I don't even know.
That was Monday. It's Thursday. Whatever that adds up to.
Shorten the cycle. Shorten the cycle.
Yeah.
You're not going to totally eliminate bad things happening. It's just shorten the cycle of how long you're willing to react to it. Yep, that's the whole game. You're already there. It's already on your. It's already done. Fake home plate. It's done. It's happened.
Whatever you say. But if you guys want to know,
Whatever I say.
yeah, whatever you say, start following me on Instagram, Life at Fanta, if you want to see great stories about what happens to your fingertips when you move. How much have I done? I probably did 500 or 600 square feet of block.
Regression warnings on your Instagram.
Oh, they were all taped off. My hands were taped off.
No, it wasn't. No, you showed your thumb. That was
Oh, my thumb, yeah, but I hit it with a hammer, so it's healing pretty well now.
Yeah, but you should have seen it before.
Yeah.
Viewer discretion advised watching Life of Fanta stories.
Dude, that was nothing. So I didn't hit it. I hit it with a mallet.
Dude, I want to know.
Right. And I didn't even really notice, like it stung. And I was like, oh, I kind of got, when you get a blood blister?
No, I'm tuning you out. This is nasty.
I got a oh yeah, you're not into health stuff. You're going to faint?
La, la, la,
Fine.
la, la,
Let me tell the listeners, take your headphones off. Take your headphones off, Evan.
Okay, come on, move on. Let's go.
No, but here's where I'm really proud about. So
No?
I hit my hand with the hammer,
Uh-huh.
and it hurt a lot. But I was like, it's just a bit of blood. It's not a big deal. But then I kept working, and then I looked down, and all the patio was covered in just like splurts of blood. So I was like, oh, I guess I better stop. And I put a Band-Aid on, and then I had to tape it off because it was bleeding through the Band-Aid.
Already the number of times that you've said, I'm proud of myself, just in this conversation.
That's because of the results, though. I'm not happy that I hit my hand with a hammer. I'm happy that I kept going.
No, that's not the results.
That's the results. The results
that's the effort. That's
Mark
the effort.
Mark Drager doesn't stop just because he's bleeding all over the ground.
Exactly. Yes. That's it. The effort. That is effort.
Oh, Evan.
Yeah.
Evan.
What?
Next September, 1 year from today, Louis Vizenios
Okay.
and myself and Steve,
Uh-huh.
we're doing Tough Mudder.
What is that? Oh, okay. Yeah.
I know Nina is not going to do it. Are you going to do it with us?
Oh, I don't know. Probably not.
10 miles of running, 27 activities that force you to the edge to see what you are capable of.
Probably not.
Come on,
Maybe.
man. Come on, man.
I want to do that every day, man.
Idea to action. Come on.
That's your idea.
Yeah.
That's not my idea.
Yeah. No, it's going to be awesome.
I'll maybe, but probably not. But I might call you. I might call you in 3 weeks and say, dude, Tough Mudder, I'm in.
I don't think you're going to.
Probably
I've been trying to get you guys to come since we were supposed to go this September. Since last March, I've been trying to recruit people, and everybody's too afraid of it.
Why don't you go this September then?
It's only in 2 weeks, and I already got something going. But I am doing something called a dry try. So I have an hour and a half at my gym to run 5K, 2K row, and 300 reps in a competition. And I'm actually scared of it because I'm not really a long distance runner. The rowing is easy. Rowing's easy, but I'm actually really worried about a 3.1 meter or 3.1 mile run in like
every
35 minutes.
Mudder. Every day is Tough Mudder. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, there you go. What I wanted to talk to you about today.
Okay.
This is where you may not play along, but let's see if you play along.
Okay.
I'm curious to know what you think the top 5 things is.
Okay.
That holds entrepreneurs back.
5 things. Jesus.
Yeah. Hey, listen, it could be 3 things. It could be 8 things. It doesn't matter.
Why? Why is this question so important to you?
Because I was thinking about this last few days. I think there's a difference between what we think holds us back and what really holds us back. And you spend so much time, you've consumed so much content, you've talked to so many people. I the last few days I jumped on at 9:00 your IG live.
Okay.
Everyone's asking the same questions.
Yeah.
Right? We all face the same challenges.
Yep.
But what we think is holding us back is not holding us back. Something else is holding us back. And I've done marketing and I've done sales long enough to know that it always comes down to the same 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 things. No matter who I'm talking to, if I'm talking to someone who's grown through acquisition and they are having a cultural issue, there's only 3 things they can be facing. Like eventually it's the repetition. You have seen so much of this that I would like to just hack into your brain. And so I don't really care about the number. I'm just caring about the more pursuit of it. I know that what we think holds us back is lack of education, that we're too young, that we don't have the money, that we don't have the resources, that we're not capable, blah, 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 all those things. But what are the real 5 things that hold us back?
Well, the lack of belief, for sure. So that we are not capable, for sure. So lack of belief, and I mean, that's a problem that I'm trying to solve. Fear of judgment. Fear of failing in front of other people, like same thing. Lack of self-awareness.
Okay, we're at 3.
What did I say?
Yeah, write it down. Exactly. Great memory. Lack of belief.
Lack of belief.
Yep. Fear of judgment. And
failure.
I don't remember the last one.
Self-awareness.
Lack of self-awareness.
Yeah.
Okay. So why those 3?
What I'm trying to think. What else does not fall into one of those buckets?
So lack of belief. I don't have it. I'm not good enough. I don't have what I need. I can't do it. Fear of judgment. Man, that's a big one. That motivates so much of us to do so many things. And then lack of self-awareness. I like these.
That's a good 3. Let's stick with those 3.
Okay, let's dig into them.
Okay.
Let's start with the lack of self-awareness, because that to me actually seems like the starting point.
Sure. I think people feel lost. They don't, I mean, I start with your one word, right? What's your most important core value? Most people have no idea. And so you're always trying to live up to some other expectation of yourself. You look at The Rock or you look at Mark Drager and you think these people are amazing. How can they have it all?
You're very generous. Thank you.
So Rock and Mark Drager, those are the 2. So what is it? What do you stand for? And until you know what you stand for, you'll be constantly be pulled in other directions. There's no certainty. And when you
I think this is the hardest thing to.
You think that's the hardest thing? I don't think that's the hardest thing.
No. I think out of the 3,
I don't think that's the hardest thing.
I don't know if you can ever be self-aware enough.
Sure, but you can never have enough belief, and you can never get enough fear of judgment. All 3 of them are games for life, but I think self-awareness at least gives you, it's the easiest to fix. Of all of them, it's easiest to fix. I think it's easiest to fix.
The more self-aware I am, and I feel like I'm a pretty self-aware dude, and yet I'm still constantly learning more and more and more about myself. And the more I learn, the less I feel like I can do anything about it. There's something for being blissfully ignorant. Right? Blind spots are fantastic. And suddenly when they're made aware of you and you are self-aware and you realize, you start to question whether these are things that are innate within you and you can't do anything about it, or whether these are things that you actually can, but maybe you don't have what it takes to change it, or whatever it is. The more that I learn about myself, the more I go like, oh man.
This is back to the topic at the start. You have anxiety over the wrong things.
You know what I'm trying desperately to make sure that this podcast is just Mark therapy hour.
Well, maybe that's the best form of it. I don't know.
I don't know if our listeners would agree. I don't know if they just want to check in every week with Evan, and Mark therapy hour.
I don't know what the data says. I recently looked at my espressos.
Yeah.
And I was looking at most of the time during the week. So the espresso series is where there's some video and then I have a comment on it and maybe a 1-minute clip and I rant for however long. I have 2 formats of it. One where I really prepare and structure my arguments and think about what the 3 things I'm going to say are. Not scripted, but just like, these are the 3 things I want to say. And others where I just watch the clip and go. And usually the go ones are when I'm traveling. So I was in Dallas and we needed 3 videos. So, okay, I'm in the middle of all this stuff. I'm just going to the parking lot and record. I think I'm more fire when I'm outside walking and just yelling to the phone.
And yet they do not perform as well.
They don't perform as well. I was looking at the data, and I keep people's attention more when it's a more structured, I would say argument, but not argument, line of thinking. Anyway, so I don't know. Maybe people love the Mark therapy. Maybe people hate it. I don't know. You look at the data.
Okay, so we circle back around to, I don't know. You said this is where the conversation started, that I get anxiety about the wrong things. But out of these three things, let's jump into self-awareness then. So I think anyone who's an entrepreneur, who listens to podcasts, who's digging deeper and growing, I would assume that they're already self-aware. No?
No.
Oh, if audio listeners, if you could see Evan's face, he was taking a sip at the time. He literally almost choked on it.
I should have. I wish I could have been more express. I wish that you didn't say something so wrong while I was drinking, because I would have been able to.
He almost choked, fell down, hit his head, and broke his neck. Well, that's how much he hated it.
That's hyperbole. That is pure hyperbole. No, most people, period, entrepreneurship are not very self-aware. Most people, if you ask them what their most important core value is, they have no idea. No idea.
But ask me what my most important core value is, and I feel like I wouldn't be able to articulate that very well.
What's your one word?
My one word's extraordinary.
Great. That's more self-awareness than 98% of the world. Entrepreneurs included. Just because you're in a vocation, it doesn't mean that you're more self-aware. Most entrepreneurs aren't. Most entrepreneurs have no idea. This is just a who, why, how process. This is my whole next book. This is why it's mind-blowing.
Is it?
Right? What?
So these three things, what I said, that are holding people back. So lack of self-awareness, and then lack of belief and fear of judgment. But that's not your whole.
No. The self-awareness piece is who, why, how, right? But then I actually address, in thinking about it, we address lack of belief. We address the fear of judgment. Like, who am I? Okay, great. So I have this purpose now. Well, then you think, well, who am I to go off and do this thing?
Right.
I'm not worthy. I still have so much to learn. I can't be the person to be this person. That's lack of belief. That's also fear of judgment, because you don't want to fail people. You don't look bad.
So what do you do with, I think, so if you're saying that most people aren't really self-aware, you start to get self-aware. I think the next roadblock is what I face, which is the more I learn about myself, the less control I feel I have over overcoming these challenges. Right? Blind spots are open. Suddenly, like I'm mortified by or embarrassed by the way I think or the way I act or whatnot. I feel like these aren't things that can be changed because they're baked within me or innately a part of me. So you're left.
Embarrassed from who? By yourself, or embarrassed of other people?
No. Typically, I'm embarrassed by myself.
So
I find the more that I reveal, or the more that I come to understand myself, the more I'm just like, I can't believe I said that. I can't believe I did that. I can't believe I thought that way. Why did I waste 3 years doing it?
Lack of belief.
Okay, but how do you become self-aware? Before we move on to number two.
How?
Who, why, how?
Who, why, how?
December 6th. Is it going to be December 6th? Your new book?
No.
December 6th, 2019?
No, 2020. Yeah.
Oh,
2020.
man,
I'm fighting on the. Dude, I can't even. We can go on a whole episode. I don't have a huge update yet, but maybe next week. Fighting them hard.
Dude, what happened 2 weeks ago? You talked about a League of Legends update, a big announcement. I haven't seen anything.
Oh yeah. It's delayed. It's coming though. It's coming.
Oh.
It's coming. September,
Where's the momentum? Where's the momentum?
I know. Listen, exactly. 1000%. Guys, if you do not have momentum in anything you touch, you should be pissed off. Anything you're associated with needs to have momentum. Allergic reaction to lack of momentum. I forget the date. September, it's somewhere here. 18, 19, something like that.
Oh, wow. That's like a week and a half away then still.
Yeah. I don't know why it's not in my calendar. Maybe
Okay.
I can't see it.
Okay,
Anyway,
don't worry about it.
But yes, but that bothers me. That I want it to be September 1st. It's now the 5th, and when we're recording this, and it's not ready yet. Yes, pissed off, 100%.
Okay, so
Anyway.
give us a teaser then for becoming more self-aware.
Oh, who I have?
Yeah.
Oh, so who? Your one word, most important core value.
Mm-hmm.
You have to pick one core value that defined you. What is it? So mine is believe. Mark's is extraordinary. Got a whole book written about it. But basically, think about all the great moments in your life, your favorite movie, your favorite teacher, what you love about your parents, all of those things. What's the common thread? What did you love about that teacher? It wasn't because, Mrs. Smith taught you grade 8 math. There was something more. She helped you what? And it's that common thread. And when you figure that out, now you want to be around people who believe the same thing. You want to not just do things by random anymore. You want to attract those kinds of people to be around you, especially entrepreneurs. You want to attract like-minded people. Well, like-minded is just core values. What is your core value? I don't know. We got a list of 14 core values we hang on the wall that nobody pays attention to. How about you not do that, right? Figure out the one thing that makes me like that.
Can I tell you that we do brand strategy with entrepreneurs and clients? And so they come to us because they have a product, they have a service, they have tactics. They do things, but they don't know how to explain what they do or how they do it. And so we help them create the strategy and the depth behind their brand.
Yeah.
The very first thing I have every single client do is read the first 67 pages of your one word.
Okay. Now, is it actually 67 or is that just a number you pulled?
No, 67.
What happens at the end of 67?
It moves from like section 1 to section 2.
Okay.
Like the first one is finding your one word.
Right.
And then after that, it moves into implementing
and that's where
stuff.
page
And I'm about to do it.
Ends?
Yeah.
Have we talked about my Korean version? Just side note?
No.
Oh my God, let me show you.
Do you have a Korean version of your book?
Yeah. So we sold the rights to a Korean publisher. So this is it. They made it blue. It says your one word and it's in Korean. And this is weird, like this thing slides off.
Yeah.
But here's the thing that blew my mind. If you load up any page, they have a title.
Mm-hmm.
They
Can
have
you hold it closer? Can you hold it closer? Hold it closer.
It's gonna be blurry.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
But this is what every page I flip it. There's a title, the quote, and then the content, and they make these orange highlights to match my brand. And again, page. This is what I wanted from my original book. This is what I fought my Penguin Random House publisher on to say no, we can't do that. It's not how it works. So there's.
So in Korea they could figure it out, but in America they couldn't make it work.
I can't. So I'm fighting for this hard for the next one, right? It's like, look at what they did with my Korean book. Come on, let's go. This is exactly what I need, right?
Steve can't hear you right now, but he's just watching the video feed and he's just laughing at you freaking out.
Good. I love Steve.
He says he loves you.
Go down too many rabbit holes at the same time. Anyway, great. I think them reading the first 67 pages, or maybe there's a condensed version of it. I
want them to work through the whole thing, because the very first step before we start talking about anything is I need to know your one word.
Yep. Yeah.
And then this is the craziest thing that happened. So we were working with a client whose one word was real, and until she read your book, she could not figure out why she was so quote unquote direct with people, or why she had an allergic reaction to things that felt manufactured or fake or inauthentic or anything else. So she reads your book and she realizes, oh, this is why people think I'm super direct. This is why people think I'm black and white. This is why I hate things that look cheesy. Yep. So we developed an entire campaign, an entire brand around women getting real and being real. And then at the end, she goes, this is the most amazing thing ever. And I was like, I didn't create anything. All I did was take you and give you back who you really are.
Self-awareness, dude. Yes. I think it's genius. And it's the best value that if somebody's coming and they're going to spend an hour with Mark Drager and his team to get some genius advice and knowledge, if you have to work through the first 67 pages with them, it'll make momentum happen, but it's almost a waste of time. Like if people come prepared, say, here's what I stand for, now help me, you could just take them a lot further. Yeah, I love it.
Okay, so that's the first thing. Find your one word, understand what your values are.
Your most important core value. So even that, so that's a great example. So her one word is real. Awesome. So don't try to hide that. Don't play that down. You go all in on it. And then you attract people who also feel the same way. So she's building a marketing campaign. So she wants a marketing company, Fanta, who's going to really embrace that message. She wants customers who feel the same way. She wants teams of people and employees and partners and suppliers who all feel the same way. The more you can align everything around being real, the more she will flourish. But she just didn't know.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm saying. It's not that difficult. It's the easiest one to solve of all of these things. Here, read 67 pages and you're done, right? Like
it's the easiest. It's the easiest one to dip your toe into. We've talked in the past about how does it feel when you don't feel like you believe, Evan? How does it feel when I don't feel extraordinary? It is the more that you come to know, the more painful it is.
No. That's belief. That's the second one.
Okay.
It's belief.
So
that you can do it.
in May, when Mark hates his life, when we have episode Mark hates his life,
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know that apparently before, and now I have more self-awareness, and it turns out I hate my life, and now it's more painful. So it was nicer before.
But the problem isn't the self-awareness. The problem is the belief that you change it.
Okay, so you become self-aware. Step number 2, problem number 2, lack of belief.
Well, still, okay, self-awareness is who, I, how. We just did the who, which is your most important core value.
Mm-hmm.
Next, your purpose comes from your pain, so that's the why.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever the most painful moment was for you, like there's a reason why she wants to be real. What happened? What happened that makes her want to be real? There's some painful moment that led to that happening. Understanding that gives even more self-awareness of who your target audience is going to be and why,
Mm-hmm.
right? So figuring out your purpose, I think, is also massively important. And then once you figure out your who and your why, that's for life. It's for life. It never changes. It's amazing. It's the greatest gift you can give yourself or the people on your team or anybody around you. And then the how you got out of it. So how did she get out of that big problem? How did she become more real? What was her process? That's a teachable thing. What is she selling anyway?
So it's detangling hairbrushes.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So great. I mean, the real value of her company is being able to tell a story around the brush instead of just, hey, this brush will help you detangle your hair.
It's not even from a brand strategy point of view, I can't get too much into it, but it's not even about the brush, right? It's
Exactly.
about empowering women to be real, to embrace who they are, and to just go back to, like, for her, it's just to go back to simpler things, simpler time. Like let's get real about this. Let's stop all the craziness that we get caught up in.
I need to know her story as to why this matters so much to her.
Mm-hmm.
What was the most painful moment of her life that led her to this realization?
Mm-hmm.
And tell that story so I can connect with the founder, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then how did she get out of it? What did she do to get out of that hole? Because there's a lot of women who are currently in that hole.
Mm-hmm.
And her story can help. Who, I, how. It's everything.
Just so you know, everything is everything all the time to everyone.
Exactly.
It's everything. It's all of it. It's all of it. It's everything.
It's life-changing, dude. I'm so pumped for the book. I think it's going to help a lot of people. And not just pitching the book. Like, the self-awareness thing is the biggest problem. That is, again, I think the easiest to fix. But now
I have to say,
I
have to say that being an Evan Carmichael guinea pig, mm-hmm. or like me developing my one word before you wrote the book, like 2 or 3 years before you wrote the book, and I didn't even realize I developed my one word, mm-hmm. meant that I never really got the luxury of going through the process the way that it just gets packaged and handed. The fact,
dude, you blow their faces off.
But the fact that with your new book, that I also feel like being part of a guinea pig, because in the fall I was just like, I heard you say something on a podcast, and like, what does this mean? The purpose is the pain. What are you talking about? And then it's so painful and I'm jealous of the people who could just go buy your book and work through this, man.
It's the same thing. You have
What's the same
emotions
thing?
And anxiety over the wrong thing. That's not the thing to be jealous of. But yes, it's amazing. This is a mind-blowing process. The reason I wrote this book is because I guided people through this on my tour stops quickly, like 15 minutes, boom, next, 10 minutes, next person, go. And they're like, oh my God, all of this crazy stuff came up. It's a massive realization that most people have because we don't talk about this stuff.
Right.
Learning from other people who are not self-aware and don't believe in a purpose. Most people walk down the street like, hey, what's your purpose? I go, I don't know. Well, you're a crazy lunatic. Great. That's who you're learning from. Those are your parents and teachers, right? Anyway.
Next. Belief or judgment?
So belief, I think belief is the hardest one to fix.
Because that's your one word.
I think it's the hardest one to fix. Well, okay, let's go to judgment and self-awareness next.
Okay.
I don't think that ever goes away. I think you just are capable of playing on bigger stages. And just like there's always depths to self-awareness, who, I, how is a great starting point, and that'll give you a huge chunk. But there's still, you're never done totally learning about yourself, mm-hmm. right? But gives you a massive head start. I think people play small because they're worried about other people's opinions, their judgments. The whole idea of you'll sing in the shower, but you won't sing on the street corner.
Mm-hmm.
And I think the fear of failing in front of people prevents people from taking action on what they want to take action on. You're afraid of looking stupid.
Can I tell you that I came up with something on the weekend that is new for me? I posted it on Instagram about this.
Oh, really? Okay.
But I really had trouble articulating in an Instagram post what I really meant.
Mm-hmm.
So as podcast listeners know, I'm a sentimental fellow, and I'm really trying to fight the what do you call it? The opposite of abundance mentality.
Scarcity.
The scarcity mindset. So on Sunday, in Canada, we have Labor Day. It's a long weekend. It's in America as well, but we have Monday off. So Sunday, we go up to my cottage, my mom's cottage, just for the day because it's my dad's 65th birthday. And my kids love going up to the cottage. They love being up there, but we've been so busy this summer. We haven't really taken them up. So we get up super early Sunday morning and we drive 3 hours north to spend 6 hours there to drive, 3 hours back. Anyway, I'm driving there. The kids are all excited. Everybody's having fun. And it's like hitting me. It's like, this is the end of summer. Right? This is the end of summer. This is the end of my vacation. This is the end of the time with the kids. My kids are growing up. They're going into grade 8. Like just like all of the emotions and everything. And then I was like, but I'm not losing anything. There's nothing to lose.
Okay.
Right? The only thing I have is what's next, right? The opportunity of the fall, the opportunity of going back to work, the opportunity of September. I'm in Boston this week at HubSpot. Like nothing, I'm not losing anything. And so I'm telling myself like there is nothing to lose. And then I start to think, is there ever anything to lose? Is there ever anything to lose? Or is in every time when there's the potential of loss, there's the opportunity for gain?
Wow.
So then I go, well, what would Evan say? Evan would say that no matter what, you can never lose anything. So naturally I go the Evan win. I go, well, what if someone dies? Right. But people who lose someone, it hurts in the moment and it hurts for the months and it hurts for the years, but there's always opportunity after that from what you've learned and what you've remembered. And then I thought, well, what if one of my kids die? And so am I comfortable saying that? Am I comfortable getting to the place where I would say nothing is ever at risk because you can never lose anything because it always just opens up opportunity?
Wow.
So this is why I tried to post something on it and I couldn't even get close to this level of depth.
Dude, but like this is coaching complete, man. Did Steve film any of that?
Steve didn't film any of that. You're recording right now. You're recording right now.
No, but this is Zoom with Steve.
He's mad at you for not recording that rant I just went on.
Are you kidding me, Steve? He's got to get a sense of the look in the eye of Mark when he's about to turn on. Mark's about to do something. I need to get my camera out. That should have been a 2-angle shot. Anyway, Mark.
Don't worry about that. But this is what
I'm very worried about that. I have anxiety over the right things.
Great. So I
love the progress, dude. Mark Drager from 2 years ago would never have even thought about that. You'd be depressed all weekend that it's even coming to the end of the summer.
Well, so I kept telling myself, I know Tony Robbins doesn't like...
I raised my arm and I just felt so bad. This is crazy.
Checking in. I still smell good. So Tony Robbins would tell you that incantations don't work or whatever. Is that what it's called? Where you say the same things over and over again?
No. He says affirmations don't work. He loves incantations.
Oh. Well, I'm driving and I'm just like, I'm getting anxiety and worried. And I'm just saying, I can't lose anything. There's nothing to lose. What September got for me? There's only opportunity. And I'm just telling myself over and over again.
Okay.
Anyway. So, yeah. So that
Did
was.
it work?
Yeah. I felt great until you texted me yesterday and made me cry.
That's not true. That is not true. You were not great.
I was great.
No, you were not great.
I wasn't great?
Nope. That's for sure. You were not great. You were already in a mood before I messaged you.
No, I was great.
No, you were not great.
I was great. Did you see my Instagram game the last few days?
Your Instagram what?
My Instagram game. What I've been doing on Instagram. It's been great.
It's okay. I mean, the picture was great. No, your stories have not been great. Your stories have been totally mailed in, phoned in, as you like to say. The stories are not great at all, period. But the picture was great. The flip side, do it backwards, and we flipped it. That was good. Yeah. I like that one.
I'm really proud of that one.
And I wrote like I wrote something on both of yours, I think.
Yeah. You're pouring in the love now because you feel bad because you made me cry yesterday. But
yeah, but you were in a weird mood already going into it.
okay. Anyway, so that's what I've been working through. We're on to belief now. I think, or we're on to judgment. I can't even keep track of
Yeah,
where we
judgment
are.
was number 2. Judgment is second.
Judgment is second.
Because I don't know that you can fully believe in yourself until you start getting rid of the fear of judgment from other people.
Mm.
And every time you get rid of a little bit of fear of judgment, then you give permission to believe in yourself a little bit more.
Mm. So
how do you beat the fear of judgment? Well, when you're afraid of something, you go off and do it. Like, I think I've said this before, but I think we play small by default.
Mm-hmm.
I think already there's 80 times of you being at your HubSpot conference in Boston right now where you've already played small because of fear of judgment. Just subconsciously, just naturally.
Yeah. I mean, we've tried a few things that have made me really uncomfortable.
No, but that's it. That's the whole thing. Yes.
Yeah.
Uncomfortable because of potential judgment. Here I am making a video with my videographer and there's people walking, all these marketers, and they're looking at me saying, who's this Mark guy I think he is?
Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
I did a video on how uncomfortable it is.
That's great.
Because
that's the starting point.
25,000 marketers, and I think I'm the only person who brought a videographer with me.
Right. And there's another 60 times that you played small without even thinking about it. From when you're standing in line to not saying hi to the person next to you inside the event to a bunch of other stuff. And not you, everybody. Everybody. We're playing small every day because we're trying to fit in instead of actually chasing down the thing that we want to chase down. So it's when you catch it that then you have to lean into it and respect the effort. Chances are the video you made when you were in front of all these people walking behind you was not your best video.
No.
It's not Mark being pointed on thought and ready to go, and he's probably going to try to get it done as quickly as possible because he doesn't want to stand here in front of all these people and look like an idiot saying stuff. What are you doing? You're not focused.
Yeah, I'm listening.
He's looking away.
Louis just tagged. It's because the session just got out. So
Louis, are you kidding me, Louis?
No.
We're in the middle of a show here. This is
No, not that. He texted me, but also they opened the doors. I'm in the middle of a hallway sitting on the floor. So I'm going to eat the judgment. Everyone look at me.
Exactly. You're already getting distracted by it, right? That's the point. So you stay in it and you keep doing it and you expect to suck. It's leaning into that. How do you fix it? You do it. You do the scary thing. It's recognizing that most of the time you won't even catch it. And then when you do catch it, you have to do it. So the worst thing that could have happened is you felt, oh my God, I'm the only marketer here with a videographer. I'm not going to make a video.
Oh no, I wouldn't do that.
But most people do that.
Mm.
So when you catch it, you have to go off and do it. You train yourself, right? It's a heartbeat test. Boom, boom, boom. You're nervous, you're scared. You go do it. Mm-hmm. Even if you vomit all over the floor, that'd be the best. Oh my God, I wish you vomited all over the floor.
Oh man, can I tell you? There's been 2 or 3 times the last few weeks at the gym where in the morning time I get to 5:30 class and I'm halfway through and I feel like I'm going to throw up. Mm-hmm. I push a little bit harder because I want to be the dude who works so hard that he vomits. Okay, I would love that. My wife would find that so embarrassing, but I would just love to be that guy.
Yeah, but that's vomiting out of
working so hard.
Exactly, not out of embarrassment or fear.
Okay.
Like if you were embarrassed at being and so nervous, you're in the middle of the hallway with all these markers.
And you just throw up everywhere.
You just vomit all over Steve and the floor. Right? That's the best. Right? That is amazing. And that's when you celebrate your effort, right? So getting used to that, I think you hit those bit by bit. When somebody puts it on your radar, like, hey, Mark, you should go off and do this. Like, hey, Evan, you should paint your nails. Like, well, I don't want to paint my nails, but really half of the reason is I'm afraid to paint my nails. So then I have to do it because that's even half the reason.
You know what? Steve asked something interesting the other day. Was it last night? We were walking back from the restaurant and he said, Mark, are you ready that, if your Instagram stuff blows up, are you ready for basically the shitstorm of negative comments and feedback and hate and all that stuff that's going to come? And I was like, yeah, let's go. But I don't know if I am or not.
Right?
You get a lot of hate, right?
Sure. Not that much, to be honest. I don't think you'll get that much because it's not a real controversial message. But yes, every day somebody leaves some comment somewhere for sure. Mm-hmm. Yeah. That's okay. It's empathy. That's not so bad. Like when you're making a video that you're really proud of and somebody says, hey, Mark, you suck. I don't think that's really going to hit you that much.
Right.
For something that you actually care about.
Hmm.
Like if you're worried about giving a speech next year at HubSpot.
Yeah, I caught my account manager off guard yesterday where I said, we got there to talk about our new HubSpot integration and us becoming a partner. And I said, okay, great. Like, integration, right? We're launching in November, us becoming a partner. Yeah, we're onboarding. I love HubSpot. It's so good. And I was like, by the way, I need to know what I need to do to be able to speak at next year's conference. She was just like, I like totally caught her off guard.
So good.
I loved it.
So yeah, fear of judgment. Anytime you feel it, Tough Mudder. When you asked me, if part of me was I'm afraid of looking bad or getting mud on my face or not finishing the race or whatever, then I would have to do it.
Yeah, I know. You just don't care.
I just don't care. But like, if that was even a part of the reason, then I would have to do it just because.
That's why I'm doing the dry track. That's why I'm literally doing this thing, because I'm worried that I can't run 3.1 miles in 32 minutes or whatever it is. I'm not a runner. I can do everything else. I can crush everything else. So I'm like, I guess I got to do it. Now I guess I got to do it.
That's more belief. That's the third one.
Yeah, but everyone's going to be there. No, they invite everyone there to watch you. If I don't do well, there's going to be 11 other people I'm racing. If I don't do well at something that I'm not good at, my family's there. Everyone's there to watch me suck.
Listen, if you get used to sucking, then it doesn't hit you as much anymore. But that's what success is. It's mostly sucking.
And just being comfortable sucking.
Yeah, especially in front of other people. That's the biggest reason why I want to do the 24-hour vlog. Mm-hmm. The document I'm getting the gear, I'm getting the backpack. I got to find, the whole process down, but like I'm excited. I'm a little nervous or like, I don't know what I might do or say I'm sure something's going to come up, but also just to showcase, here I'm working out. I was thinking about it today. I'm doing my workout and I'm doing burpees and I'm dying halfway through the burpees. Like I'm sucking. I'm not doing the jump up at the top. How many
do you do in a set?
I don't know. It's a pyramid thing. Burpees are the last thing, so it's at the end. That's not the point. I'm getting pumped that, oh my gosh, if this was being filmed right now, I'm sure people are going to be freaking out, yelling at me saying, man, you suck. You can't do 20 burpees or whatever the thing is. And I'm secretly excited. Like I can't wait. I can't wait to go off and suck and have people yell at me in the comments and tell me how much I suck and just say, here, yeah, I'm doing my best, guys. Because I think that's actually killer inspiration for everybody else. But I don't know what, I'm sure there's some things that I'm going to be nervous and I want to catch it. Yeah. Anyway, so whenever you feel your heart beating like that, you have to go off and do it. If you're afraid of judgment, you have to do it just to show you, even if it's not going to help your business, even if it's not an expression of yourself, as long as it doesn't hurt somebody, if you're feeling nervous, you have to do it. If you think about it and you're feeling nervous, you have to do it.
I wasn't going to. So yesterday afternoon when we were texting each other, and there was like a long pause where I didn't text you, it's because I was just going to like turn my phone off and leave. But I was like, and then I was like, no. I was really worried about keeping talking to you. So.
Anxiety about the wrong things, dude.
Perfect. That's gonna be the title of this podcast.
Mark has anxiety about the wrong things. No,
there you go.
I think the 3 things that hold entrepreneurs back.
That's a better title for SEO.
Even just for interest.
There you go.
And then the last one is the lack of belief, or then it's doing difficult things. And that's more difficult things to prove to yourself. So always taking the slightly harder route.
But do you think this starts with the telling yourself the type of person that you are before you're that person? Because you started that with me like, 9 months ago, a year ago. We were like, Mark's the kind of guy who likes hard things. And I said that you said that to me, and then I said it to myself before. Now I'm just like, yeah, I do like hard things. Mark's the type of guy, like Tony Robbins, one of my breakthroughs for my limiting self-beliefs is like, I can do anything I focus on. Like I do some pretty crazy things when I'm obsessed about it and I focus on it.
Well, and so it starts with your one word, right? Self-awareness. So if your one word's extraordinary, great. You can't do extraordinary without doing hard things. Even everything I told you last night was exactly what you would tell yourself. Like, start fighting against Mark.
Great.
Yeah, that's all. So it's planting seeds. It's planting seeds. When somebody's not ready, you plant seeds. And then that's like all they're ready to hear is that one little seed. Where you might think, that's BS. What's he talking about? I do difficult things. But then it, for some reason, keeps coming back. I do difficult things. Huh.
Yeah.
Right? And
I
then
keep
believe it. And then you tell other people, you do difficult things.
I keep doing that with Jacqueline because she's just like, I don't like doing that. I was like, what are you talking about? You love doing that. And she still is like, no, I don't. But I keep telling it to her over and over again.
Yeah, but it's got to actually tie in because you actually do love doing difficult things.
No, she does too. She loves overcoming challenges.
Okay, great. Well, her one word is strong.
Yeah.
So, of course, look, how do you get strong? By doing weak things? It doesn't make sense.
No. Having crazy high standards and
Walk me
then
through the logic of how this makes sense. I love you. I'm trying to help. Let's see. What do you tell me? Right? That's what I would do. And then and then they're fighting against themselves. That's what we're doing. Mark is shadow boxing himself.
Not yesterday I wasn't.
100%.
Not yesterday I wasn't.
100%.
No.
100%. Because that's who you actually want to be. Yeah. Then momentum. The whole.
I felt bad for making you feel bad yesterday because I knew that where we ended up would make you feel bad, but no. Yesterday Evan went to unreasonable land, I think.
No. It's about momentum. What's the sign on your wall? Focus on momentum. What's your new slogan for Fanta? Let's go. It's all momentum. You have to push momentum. You want to push momentum on everybody. You should be pushing momentum on everybody and caring more than they care. You do. You want it. You want it.
Sure. What are you laughing about?
Because you're just letting it float, but it's actually the thing.
No, because it's very tiring carrying everybody all the time. And that's the part where it's just like, eventually you just get beaten down and worn down and just tired of being the one who has to carry everyone all the time.
That's the role. That's a leader.
Yeah, I know.
So,
I'm just telling you why that's where we ended up yesterday.
No,
Where it's just like I didn't know what to say. My response. I know that you and I had a conversation yesterday. The podcast listeners don't know about it, but I hit a point where I was just like, I don't know what else to say. I'm tired. I'm tired, man. I'm at my wit's end.
Yes. And so then you get gentle on yourself, and then you come back stronger because that's who you want to be. That's who you want to be. You're shadow boxing yourself. That is who you want to be. There's no argument. It's what you want to be. Then take momentum off your wall. Stop saying let's go and say let's settle. Like, that's who you want to be. It's awesome. You may not be ready for that next step. Okay, great, but it's who you want to be. And thinking about that crazy thing you have to do at the gym where you got to do X number of reps and time, whatever. You may not be able to do it.
No, I'll do it. I'm going to be awesome at it.
Awesome. Tough Mudder, you may not be able to do it. But
I'll be able to do it.
Keep coming back and you get stronger. That's all. Like the things that used to cause you problems are easy now. The thing that you used to complain and whine about are easy now for you. Why? Because you went through the fire. This is it. It's the next step. People shadow box themselves. If Jacqueline's saying she doesn't like doing difficult things, she's shadow boxing herself. Her one word is strong. She wants to be strong. Yeah. So the lack of belief, circling back, comes from now you doing difficult things to prove to yourself. It's the snooze alarm, not hitting snooze, right? It's when everybody else lets you off the hook, but you know that you could have done more. You're not proud of yourself. That's the hardest game, I think. Because we can BS ourselves really easily. Especially for high-achieving entrepreneurs. There aren't that many people to call us out on the thing. Like last night was a gift. Like it was out of love.
Sure.
It's a gift because most people don't do that. You won't do that to yourself. I won't do that to myself. That's the hardest thing. Making yourself proud. The pillow test, when you hit your head on the pillow tonight, that you're proud of the effort you put in. Most people aren't. because you're not doing difficult enough things, because you're doing things that maybe sure you post to Instagram, but you're not actually that proud about it. You let yourself off the hook when nobody's watching.
But how do you balance? This is the duality of it though, right? Like you do the things that make you proud. You don't just phone it in, as I like to say, but you also can't be a perfectionist. You also need progress over perfection. You also need momentum. You also need to start. You also need to be willing to be bad at it so you can get good at it later and all of those things.
It's all the same thing.
Okay.
Where in your mind do you see the split?
We release, like, dude, the thing I put on Instagram today, super proud of. Steve is making fun of me because I keep going back to it and keep rereading my own words where I'm like, this is really good. Yeah. This is like really great photo, really great message. This is like the greatest thing I've put up in this year. Yeah. Okay. But it doesn't mean that I want everything to be that level, but it doesn't mean that the next thing I put out isn't going to be 5 levels down just because I got to keep getting better. I have a new bar that I've hit. I'm going to measure everything against it, but I'm not going to start gating things just because it doesn't hit that level.
If you gated it, you would be proud of your effort.
If I gated it, if I stopped releasing things just because it didn't hit that level, you're telling me that's what I should do?
No.
Oh.
If you gated it, then you would not be proud of your effort.
Okay.
That's all it is. Are you proud of your effort? That's how you build more self-belief.
I like outcomes. I like results. I'm still working on that.
Well, it's fine. Everybody is, dude. Everybody is.
There you go.
You're ahead of where you were 2 years ago. Awesome. Let's keep going. You were 5% to 95, that moved to 80 to 20, and now next time it'd be 7.5 instead of 5. Doing difficult things. Last night when Nina, we took the dogs up for a walk, and then she ordered some Epsom salts. Mm-hmm. And I take the stairs. I'm still doing my stairs, right? I mean, I'm not officially on my challenge, but I take the stairs up and down. And she had the dogs, and the Epsom salt came in. She's like, "Do you want me to take?" She offered to take the Epsom salt because she's taking the elevator. It's like, okay, you take the dog, I'll take the Epsom salt because it's a freaking heavy box.
And you're like, no, I'll take the Epsom salts.
Right?
Yes.
That's the whole thing. And so I'm walking up the stairs.
But that's an outcome. That's a result.
No. Because even if I didn't, I'm walking up the stairs and I'm gassed, like carrying like a box of salt.
Yeah.
Dying, holding onto the railing, like trying to get up. I ended up getting up, and then I get into the condo, like downing water. But even if I stopped at the 7th floor and then had to take the elevator up, I'm proud of the effort I put in. The result is getting up to the top, which I did, but it's more about saying yes to the hard thing and trying. Mm-hmm. Even if I got off at the 7th floor, I'd be proud of myself. That's where most people think I'm a failure because I didn't get to 13. No, you're a rock star. Because most people would have taken the dog over the box. Most people would have taken the elevator to start with.
Yeah, most people would have used the Epsom salt as an excuse to take the elevator.
Exactly.
And then given themselves a free pass.
That's what we do. We give ourselves a free pass. And the people around you, high achievers, they give you a free pass too.
Of course.
That's the problem. Mm-hmm. You want to give yourself a free pass, and there's nobody around you to hold you to a higher standard. That was last night. You want to give yourself, and this is everybody. Everybody wants to give yourself a free pass, and everybody around you, they don't have as much high standards as you. They'll let you off the hook, and you want it, and so you say yes. But then you go to bed, and you're not proud of yourself. That's the problem.
I have nothing to say to that.
Thank you. I love you.
I said that. I texted you.
All of those things are great.
I said.
All acceptable responses.
I said. Thank you. I did. I didn't agree with your point of view, but I said thank you.
You're shadowboxing yourself. That's all.
Okay. So self-awareness. Don't fear the reaper. Don't fear other people's judgment. And then belief. The number one, we've talked about belief a lot over the last few podcast episodes. The number one path to belief is action, right? Is proving to yourself that you're capable of doing it, and then stacking and proving to yourself time after time after time what you're capable of.
Doing difficult things.
Yeah.
That's it. Self-respect, doing difficult things. But where it's not judgment related, right? Because then now you're back to judgment failure.
Oh, my legs hurt. I'm sitting on a concrete floor
You're okay, Mark.
in a
Do
convention
difficult
center.
things.
I do
Difficult
like
things.
difficult things. I'm just
Right?
proud.
There you go.
I'm just
Exactly.
proud of myself for sitting here.
Right? Now this is the whole thing. He's getting it. Don't you
Uh,
agree?
it's not though, because oh man, I still every morning I wake up hopeful and optimistic, and every night I go to bed thinking, full of doubt, thinking I don't have it.
Yeah, but it's a little bit less full of doubt.
Maybe.
Yes.
Seriously, it's 3:30 now, but gosh, by 2, 3, 4 p.m., I wake up the most hopeful and optimistic person because everything is in front of me. And then by the end of the day, it's just like, I just got to go to bed. I know tomorrow I'm going to wake up feeling great. Yeah.
Step by step, it's getting better. And if you look back, it's way better than 2 years ago.
True.
So keep going.
I can't believe it's been a year, man. So a year ago in September, I came back from 2 weeks of vacation or a week of vacation.
Okay.
We had a mastermind meeting, and I told everyone in mastermind that I was depressed for the first time in my life. And then you said, come to my condo tomorrow. You're like, what are you doing tomorrow? I'm like, I'm doing nothing tomorrow. I cleared my whole calendar. I actually even told my team. My team was like, Mark, you got to do this stuff. I said, I'm not going to do it. I canceled all my meetings. They were like, someone has to do this work. And I told them, I'm not going to do this work. And they're like, well, when are you going to do it? I'm like, I don't know. I'm not going to do it. And so everybody was freaking out. But you said, come to my condo tomorrow. So I came by, we hung out for like 4 or 5 hours. And then that night you texted me and you're like, hey, come to Tony Robbins in November with me. And I was like, okay. And that has kicked off a crazy year. but it worries me. Again, getting anxiety about the wrong things, I bet. It worries me.
He's already catching it. Look at that.
It worries me that a year has flown by.
Are you kidding me? Look at how much you've grown in a year.
I know.
How old are you now?
36.
Great. You spent first 35 years of your life sleepwalking through life, and now you've had an amazing growth year. Imagine what's going to happen in the next 35 years if you continue on.
I guess so.
Yeah.
That's it.
All right.
I don't have anything else to say.
Okay, great. Coaching done. And I think this is really valuable for people when there are moments when you need to be more gentle on yourself. Like if you're frustrated, it's not going fast enough, but it's really self-defeating, then look back and say, holy, this happened a year ago? How much has happened in the past year? It's crazy. The changes in your business.
But everything becomes that way, man. For me, maybe not for other people, but like we all have the common fear. Everything boils down to not being good enough, right? But just the littlest things tick me off to this is such a silly thing. So like I get emailed strategies marketing awards. Strategy announces the shortlist for agencies of the year. And so I'm going through the agencies of the year, and I don't really, we're not the type of agency to even be listed as agency of the year.
But somebody else is there.
None of the people who are listed there, or even our competition, we're not even going after the same market as they're going after. Okay. And yet, just the fact that we're not there, I find defeating. Even though, for all of the right reasons, we never should. Even if we were being the agency I want to be, we shouldn't be on that list. It still reminds me how not good enough we are.
Great.
Because they should want us on the list, and then I should be able to say no.
And so you need to use it as a kick forward and not down.
But it's always a kick down.
But it's getting better.
I gotta put some Buddy Holly on. What's that song? Like every day things are getting better.
Sure.
Yes. You know what song?
It is. Yeah, I know a song. Mm-hmm. Every day it's getting closer.
Oh, there you go.
Faster than a roller coaster. Love like yours will surely come my way.
Hey, there you go. I love it.
Yeah. You need the kick. You want the kick. The kick is the best. There's no kick. You stay where you are. That sucks. That's not let's go. That's not focus on momentum. You want a kick. But if you're going to kick yourself down, then you have to now live in the land of gratitude. You have to remember how much you have done. But if you're already feeling that, then you kick forward. The problem isn't the kick. The problem is a lack of gratitude, a lack of self-love, a lack of self-respect. That's where you have to live. I'm amazing as a human. Now let me get on that list. Or let me get invited so I can shun them.
That's funny because that's actually what I want to do. I want to be like, thank you for inviting me, but no, this isn't for us. But it pisses me off that we're not being invited.
As long as you use it as a kick forward, it's great. And if you're not, then lean in on gratitude of how much amazing work you have done. You need both, just at different points, different context. You might need to lean in more on gratitude.
It's been a crazy year, and I want to thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Evan.
You're welcome. For last night, too.
I said thank you. I didn't agree with you, but I still said thank you.
But that doesn't matter. You have to, like, until you agree, it bothers me. Because it's the next level that you're not seeing.
Dude, I had to stop stop and take 10 minutes to recover.
Yeah, okay, great. And you're ready. You can handle it. Let's go.
Anyway, that's the podcast.
Okay, great. Thank you for watching, everybody.
We'll see you next week.
If you want to see the last episode of my podcast with Mark, it's fire. The link is right there next to me. I think you'll enjoy it. Continue to believe, and I'll see you there.
On this week's episode, we talk about Evan going to Dallas, why Nina is married to him, and Evan decides to bring my wife onto the podcast to yell at me.